In this video, we'll dive into the basics of variables and data types in JavaScript. Variables act as a storage for our data. Think of variables like the label boxes that can hold values. So we can have a box with the label age that holds the value of a number, like 30. We can also have another box with the label name that holds the value of a string, like Alice. So we can place a value inside the box, and whenever we need that value, we can refer to the label on the box. In JavaScript, variables are declared using the let and const keywords. So let and const, followed by the variable name. In this case, age and name. So let age and const name. The let keyword allows us to change the value later on, while the const keyword creates a constant variable that cannot be changed. Here is an example of declaring variables. So let's get back to Visual Studio Code and declare the two variables. Let age equal 30 and const name equal Alice. So in this example, we declare the variable age with the value 30 and a constant variable name with the value Alice. Before we dive into some more examples, let's briefly discuss the difference between let and const. Once again, let is used to declare variables that can change their value. So in this case, we declared age using the let keyword because the age changes over time. We use const to declare constants, which are variables that cannot change their value. So usually we cannot change our name, hence we declare name as a constant. Let's see some more examples. Let city equal to New York. And then we can change the city because it's a let to San Francisco. And now if we want to print the city, we can just do console.log of city. And once again, run node index.js or whatever the file is named. And you will see the value that the city has. If we were to print it before changing it, so doing console log city before we set it to San Francisco, we would now see New York followed by San Francisco. So let's run that again. You can see New York, San Francisco. Let's also create a constant variable. Country equal to USA. Let's print it using console.log country. Run the code. New York, San Francisco, USA. But now if we want to change the country to Canada, for example, country is equal to Canada, and then print the country, and then try to run the program, you will see that we have an error. Assignment to constant variable. So we cannot change the value of a variable that's constant. We can only change the value of let declared variables. Now let's talk about data types. Just like we have different types of containers for various items in real life, we can have data types in JavaScript to categorize the values we store in variables. We already used two data types. We had the variable age, which was a number, and the variable name, which was a string. So let's explore the options that we have. Just delete this code, and let's start. The number data type represents numerical values, including integers and floating point numbers. For example, let whole number equal 42. Then we can have let decimal number equal to 3.14. The string data type represents a sequence of characters, like text. Strings are created by enclosing characters in single or double quotes. For example, we can have let greeting equal to hello world using single quotes, or we can also have let language equal to JavaScript using double quotes. You can use the one you like, there isn't a difference between them. Now the Boolean data type represents true or false values. Booleans are often used in conditional statements to control the flow of code. For example, we can have let is adult equal true. Or we can have let is student equals false. True and false are the only values a Boolean data type can have. We also have the null data type, which represents an intentional absence of value. When we assign the value null to a variable, it means that the variable has no value. So let's see an example. Let middle name equal null. So that means middle name has no value. We are going to see in a future video how we can make use of these values. Now by default, all variables have the value undefined until a value is assigned. So when we declare a variable like player name and we don't set a value to it, the value of player name is undefined. If we try to log it and then run the program using node index.js, you will see undefined printed. Understanding variables and data types is fundamental to working with JavaScript. By learning how to declare variables and recognizing different data types through simple, everyday examples, you're well on your way to mastering the basics of JavaScript.